Guys, I've always been one to be optimistic, right? I mean, first of all, I'm optimistic that we're back. We're back, little hiatus. We had things going on.
Yeah. In what regard are we back? Our pod is back.
Yes,
What
that's
we're
what I
about
was
to
saying.
talk about is not back.
Yes. Oh.
Because I've been hearing a lot of "we're back" around
Yeah.
this
Okay.
area.
Okay. Fair enough. And people have said we're back even in the last 24 to 48 hours, which is even more terrifying. But we're back. The pod is back. We took a hiatus. We've had a lot going on. Golf,
Like the longest
farming.
hiatus ever.
We've just had a lot going on. We're happy to be back. So we're back. Not a lot of optimism from me on some other things going on in life. And I think we're going to touch those and address those things. Touch them. We're going to address them. So anyone that's listened to our pod knows that we like to, talk about the game we played, football. And we generally stick close to home. Close to home as in being the NFL, or close to home as in being Lincoln, Nebraska. Yeah, wasn't in Lincoln, Nebraska, was in Ireland. I'm as tired as the people that probably were in Ireland flying back this morning. But where do we go from here? For anyone that doesn't follow the Nebraska Cornhuskers, they lost 31-28 versus Northwestern.
Can I tell you where we go from here?
Yeah, where do we go from here, Slaw? You're the alum. I'm just an observer. I would think I'm way more negative than you right now.
I've been asked a lot leading up to this game. How do I feel about it? What are my thoughts about it?
And let's go from here. We haven't talked about it. You start there, and I'll say what I thought too.
So you and I were both playing golf tournaments over the weekend, and so neither one of us could watch it. But I'm sure
live.
I'm sure you listened to it.
I had good enough service. I had
Hulu.
Nice.
You were able to watch it.
I was in a cart.
Nice. There you go. Yeah, I did not have good enough service because we had 1,000 people trying to play the game all at once, and that ain't gonna work. So I had to listen to it live, and beginning of the game.
You watched it later though, so then people know.
Yes. I watched it later.
Yes.
I did watch it later. I woke up yesterday morning at 4:00 in the morning because I was just so upset. I had to just wake up and watch it. And so rewind, people before the game asking me how I felt. I was worried. I was really genuinely worried. I thought our personnel is better. Our media and our marketing department,
they're better even.
They are so good.
Oh my gosh.
They crowned us off-season national champs.
Michael Jordan of media.
Back in January, we were national champs of the off-season. A couple days before the game, old Kirky boy Herb Street picked us to win the Big Ten West and playing. He did. He picked us. First time Herb Street has ever fucking picked us. This dude is a perpetual hater of Nebraska. Even he was drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
And
the media team's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm sitting here going, okay, our personnel is supposedly better, and we're off-season national champs. If this game was played in Nebraska, I say we beat the snot out of them. If this game is played in Evanston, we probably beat the snot out of them. But I said, we're flying halfway across the world to play a game that doesn't really mean anything to us, apparently, because we're just so far above them. And I said, guys, let me give it to you as political as I can. This is a trap game for us. And yeah, we could go out there and slaughter them 40-6 like we should. I said, honestly, I don't think it's going to happen like that. And I don't know what the spread is. At the time, the spread was 13.5. I said, taking unders, bro, in a big way.
Yeah, people ask me too. I have a buddy and he loves Nebraska, die hard, like probably more than you even. And you played there. And he goes, "Yeah, so seriously, what do you think the record could be this year?" And I go, they're like, I go at best because we have the schedule of a Class C school in Nebraska high school. I said, man, honestly, and like I think I'm being positive and like really nice, right? I go, I really think if everything falls our way, we could go 7-5. Like,
7.
no. This was before the season with the schedule. Because
Yeah, right.
if you look at the schedule,
I
that
wouldn't
would
have
have been
said 7, but
that would have I said that's the absolute like
mhm,
best outcome, right?
mhm.
That like the best outcome. The reason I
Okay.
say
Okay. I guess
do
I can get behind that.
do I believe? Did I believe they were going to get? Not a chance. I was
Mm-hmm.
saying that's the like the ceiling, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, not just him. They're like, oh, what? 7-5? Like, guys, I don't know what you. But we just were 3-9. I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to pump this squad up. Do I think we're going to 7-5? Not a chance. I'm saying talent level and schedule level. That was my belief. Now, could they go 9-3 still? Sure, no. They can't. Like I don't see it. But unless some there's some reshuffling after like 6 games.
Yeah, if they move us into a different conference,
right? Yeah, if
they could put us in the Sun Belt.
There's no chance we win 7 games in the Sun BZ. But anyways, I tell them, I go, yeah, and they're like, yeah, but what about this? I go, well, I don't know. Like, do you guys remember like all the guys that we had, like the Austin Allens of the world, the Samari Toure? Does anyone know who Cam Jurgens is? I don't care what anyone else says. Adrian Martinez, he was really good, and everyone wants to say, "Oh, Casey Johnson, oh my gosh, he looked good there for the first half." And then even like some drops. Well, I will tell you what, on the pick at the end, that was thrown. That was like a slant route and thrown way behind the guy. Like, sure, some NFL players are gonna make that, but like it was a bullet. Like that is not an easy catch. Like
No.
and the guy was wide open, just like toss it like a loaf of bread. But like it was like that right there, that right. No, let me say this. If Adrian Martinez throws that, they say, what worst quarterback ever? See?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they say. They don't say, oh, it's a drop. It's funny how everyone's mindset shifts when it's a different player. And they're like, and the Nebraska media gets you behind it.
Mm-hmm.
If that was Adrian Martinez, they'd say, see, he's turnover prone. It's like,
no, I did see a lot of drops.
I did. Yes, but I'm saying on the pick. I'm saying on the pick.
Yes, the pick is a pick.
That was a pick. That was not. Yeah, I mean, sure you can say, but until you run over the middle on a slant and you have the ball thrown behind, like if you're turned around, that's a bad throw.
And I will say he got worse. Okay.
He had a couple Hail Marys against the Northwestern fighting slower players than other teams.
As a Martinez fan, you know, I was going into this game extremely critical of Thompson. I was watching.
I don't think he did bad.
I was watching everything he was doing. I was looking at it with a magnifying glass, like no chance is he even close.
Oh, he's not on the athletic.
No,
he's athletic, but he's
just
not,
as a quarterback.
He's not Adrian Martinez athletic.
Just as a quarterback, I wanted to see how he did as a quarterback. And for the first almost half, I was pretty impressed. I was like, oh, wow, he's actually doing quarterback things.
Did you also be like, oh my gosh, what would happen if we played Wisconsin? I'm not saying Northwestern's bad this year, all right?
I'll say it.
They're coming off a real heater of a year, though.
Look what happened last year when we come out against the Fighting Illini.
Oh,
And everybody's like, ooh, Illinois is going to be really good. Are they?
that's the PR, man. We're gonna go against North Dakota, and regardless of what happens, we're like, oh my gosh, did you guys see them? Yeah, it's North Dakota. Like,
Yeah, and the same thing happened last year.
So who's trying to convince you of this weird stuff?
What do we play last year in the second game? The Powder Puff Squad, where we let their Mike Backer set an NCAA record in tackles against us.
I feel like everywhere Nebraska goes, there's media people just slipping in like weird stuff in people's drinks to make you just unrealistic, like an unrealistic drug.
But back to Thompson, like I said, for the first at least quarter and a half, when Vokalek got hurt, I feel like that's when it rattled Thompson and his throws got worse and worse and further behind. And he started throwing missiles that were behind. Like, if you're going to throw a missile, at least throw it way out front of the guy.
Yes.
You can't throw it behind him at throwing a missile. I don't know what it's like to catch a ball in a game, but
you don't want missiles behind you. That's just like,
doesn't seem like a high percentage plan if it's
no, like,
a missile behind you.
Good play, like good receivers can catch those, but like there's guys in the NFL that can't catch those. We're at Nebraska.
Yeah.
They're the reigning 3-9 squad.
Vokalek looked pretty freaking good right out of the gate. Casey Thompson looked pretty freaking good out the gate. Let's go to offensive line really quick.
Yeah, let's.
Ooh. Because everybody's like, ooh, they protected Thompson pretty good.
Gosh.
Okay, let's talk about how they protected him right now. I will say the inside three have improved. Our center spot has not improved.
Well, obviously,
but he was serviceable. He was serviceable.
But last year's center is also a second-round pick, so it wasn't going to get better.
He's a stud, and now he's going to be starting for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Right, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, he's good. This new guy, serviceable. Guards, I thought they were serviceable. When I watch our tackle play, when I listened to it, when I was playing the tournament, I was like, okay, we got a little something going. We're moving the ball, we're running it, we're throwing it, we're protecting well, like everything's good. When I watched it, when I watched the replay yesterday morning at 4:00 in the morning, I was just like, holy God. How did Prohaska get worse? Ooh. I mean, the dude's 6'25". Like he could hunt geese with a rake. That's how tall he is.
What is going on?
And he sets out there like he's working in quicksand,
like a sharp rake, not like the plastic end rake.
Yeah, and let's talk about these defensive ends he's going against. This is Northwestern defensive ends.
Papik would start there right now.
I mean, yeah.
Pretty much.
And Prohaska's just getting beat like a drum. So when I'm watching Thompson, yeah, he's delivering the ball good for about a quarter and a half, but I'm going, he's about a step away from just getting smoked on every play. And then guess what?
He got smoked.
He started getting a little bit smoked. And guess what happens? Happy Feet comes out. And I'm not blaming Thompson for that. Right. I mean, what is any person going to do out there when they take a couple dome shots because their left tackle can't fucking move? And they're like, I have to stand in here and deliver it? No, you're going to get a little Happy Feet also.
You know what's funny about this? Where did Adrian Martinez's turnovers come from?
Weird.
Happy Feet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. And let's talk about our running backs, because I got to
let me say something. I want to come to a conclusion on this. I think Nebraska would be better off not televising their games.
Yeah, I felt a lot
because
better when I just
they're
listened to
really good tricksters already.
it.
Just have everyone listen to the radio. They're like, oh my gosh, we've really come together. These new recruits that the Omaha World Herald and Lincoln Journal Star said were the best recruits in the history we've ever had.
Yeah.
Like, oh, NIL money for a couple transfers. They're going to be the best ever. That at least we got a huge pass rush on. Go ahead with running backs.
Yeah, we'll get to that part. Let me just slide right on over to the running backs, because I got to listen to the commentary before the game talking about how impressed they were with the running back room. Scott said that he believes this is the best running back room he's had here.
There's not a chance. It's not close.
Danny, I can't speak to everything as
go ahead and
running
speak,
back.
and then I'll have my own little.
But there is
observation.
one play that I want to talk about, and it was like the 6th play of the game when we call sub-O, single back
power, everyone. So it's if you're running it to the left, you're running it to the left unless the defense is just dumb.
Yeah.
Like,
and there's one place you cannot run that ball on sub-O.
All the way to the right.
Yes.
Go ahead.
You can run it anywhere else. The defense wants to be dumb. It's a backside A gap cut.
Yeah, but not backside A's as far as it's going to go.
100%. So single back power to the left.
So everyone, backside A gap for the non-listeners is just on, or not the non-listeners, the
non-football players, which is all of us.
Non-football
okay?
player.
Thank
listeners.
you. All of us. Okay.
That's to the right, like the first hole. That's just to make it easy. So that's all it is.
Yeah. So I'm watching this play on the replay game, and
on the square screen.
Yeah. And sorry, it's early this morning. I watched the play start, and all I do is I watch the blocking. And the blocking on this play was actually decent. I mean, like I said, our tackles aren't giving us any juice at all. So there's just no push at the point of attack, but they at least split them.
For this play, it was fine.
They split them. The puller ran up there and got a nice block on the backer. And this running back just goes, nope, not going over there. And when he cuts it back, I'm thinking, oh, okay, backside A gap cut. It doesn't look like the backside A gap's there, but maybe he can see.
Maybe he's smarter than me.
He takes it out behind the right tackle. I'm like, that's exactly where we're pushing the entire defense, is right there. That's the whole goal, is just to push the defense to right there in that spot. So guess what happens? Tackle for a loss. And that right there showed me our running backs still, for another year, have no clue. Because you cannot go there on that play. You can go anywhere else on the field except for that spot. Now, it's insignificant. I'm sure everybody looked at that play and said, oh, bad play, move on. It wasn't just a bad play. That play told me a lot right there.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no.
And, even on the, what's his name? The Garcia, he's the new running back. Garcia Costa. I can't pronounce it, so I'm not going to try. He had a long run. Like, that was a great play and stuff, but like,
Garcia Castaneda.
But he's not a big guy. And like, I don't want to, or no, it wasn't Garcia. Gosh, sorry. Oh my God.
Garcia Castaneda.
He's the receiver. It's Grant. It's Grant, the runner. But he had a longish run, close to 50-ish. And I just wasn't even, sounds terrible, but I wasn't that, like, I don't know. I don't want to say I wasn't impressed, but I think it was him. I can't remember who it was. Anyways, we had a run that was long, and I was just like, not that, like, I thought I was going to be really impressed. And I was just kind of like, Like we were running away, and let's not take this in a bad way. We were running away from a Northwestern defense, but we weren't running away. Like I thought like we would run away.
That's what should have happened.
Well, if we have guys that are just dogs that are super fast, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And unless Northwestern's DBs turned into LSU DBs, like I'm just not as impressed as I wanted to be. Is that fair? Yes, we've had problem with reading holes. Oh my gosh, yes. And I'm hoping that's a first game thing. Traditionally, it hasn't been, but I guess I was more bothered by the.
We're slow.
Yes.
No, the whole team is slow.
Okay,
it's
so,
not.
like, I'm
it's
trying
not
to be
just no.
I'm trying
No.
to be very nice about this.
That's what the only conversations I had in text. That's all it was talked about is how slow we are.
Oh my
all around.
goodness.
Yeah.
Even the like. It's not like we're flying on the outside either.
Slow.
Receivers. We're going against.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pat Fitzgerald.
It should just be
tough, hardworking DBs on.
Yeah.
Northwestern right now. Sorry, Marquise Cole. I love you. You were actually a freak show. But like I think we're in trouble, Slaw.
Now,
like
now in that realm of things, yes, I agree. We look slower and crap in that realm.
And we're not a Pat Fitzgerald team, bro. Whereas like if we're not as athletic, we're gonna outsmart you, we're gonna outdiscipline you. No, we're gonna unravel is what we're gonna do.
That's another thing that I told people when they asked me. I said, look,
we're much worse than last year.
I don't want to say this. I don't want to say this.
Say it.
It pains me to say it, but I said Fitzgerald and his staff is way better than ours.
Bro, Fitzgerald's hold on. Fitzgerald is incredible. I just like him for what he does. He's a leader of men. Mm-hmm. Does 100%. A lot for youth sports. How can you not like the guy? I will tell you what, like Nebraska kind of gave it to him last year and he was so pissed off. I've never seen that guy so mad after a game. So like he was ready for this game.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it though, before we get into the mumble jumble of what happened, Northwestern, I don't want to say almost gave it away to us.
Yeah,
they did.
But yeah, like, no doubt.
We didn't dominate them.
No.
There were also some birthday presents from them.
What
like celebrating being in Ireland for a different country game.
What I was worried about before the game is like I said earlier, our personnel is still better, even though I got to watch it.
Yeah, it's not better than last year, better than Northwestern.
It's better than Northwestern.
Yeah. Good clarification.
We should have stomped them. Our personnel is better than Northwestern. But
it always will be.
When you look at the track record of Scott Frost Husker football, him as a coach, we are one of the most undisciplined teams I've ever seen. And I said, Fitzy never has undisciplined teams. What he has is bad teams sometimes, but not undisciplined.
That's because of talent. That's because of talent.
Right.
And the first thing, yes. But the first thing that negates talent is the discipline. If you have talent and undisciplined, you will get beat so many times by an untalented, disciplined team. And so when I listen to the talking heads out there talking post game saying, surprise loss for Nebraska, week 0. Surprise loss. And they start talking about how people need to be on high alert for Northwestern. I was like, guys, Northwestern's bad. They're a well-coached, bad personnel team. That's what they are. So let's not pretend that they are in contention for the Big Ten this year. They're not.
So Slaw, I don't want to go through the whole game.
Yeah, let's talk about the one big one, huh?
Yeah. And I know this didn't bother you as much as me. I think this alone.
Well, when I say it didn't bother me,
you just had other
me.
things. Okay. Let me
It
say
bothered
this.
me.
Okay. 28-17, Nebraska. I'm just laying it out. There's like 9 minutes left in the third quarter. In a good position, and kind of got gifted a couple touchdowns just because of like different situations. And yeah, we won't go much from there. But it was 28-17. We don't know how to win close games. Don't have a clue, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have them
Now
on
we're now
the
what,
road.
5-21?
That you might be just gifting him some wins.
But
it's 28-17, and we kick an onside kick. An onside kick, and we're up 28-17. So for the people that don't know anything about football, this is a dumb decision. You're up 28-17. You have them on the ropes. Onside kick, they get the ball at your 45, 44. You're giving them automatic points, pretty much, even if it's just a field goal. What are you doing? It's 28-17. You're up. You have them on the ropes. It's not like they're the Alabama Crimson Tide offense with Bryce Young. They're Northwestern. They're going to have to work for it. Mm-hmm. He's kicking touchbacks already. Make them work for it. It's 28-17. Well, we never have a lead ever anyways. Let's try to protect it. And the thing is that I was convinced, and I'm like, what is, and this is going to sound wrong, but the question I asked is, I was like, is he mad? Is he mad, or does he want out? Is he trying to, this sounds terrible, but like, I even made the comments like, is he trying to get like fired?
Wow.
Before the buyout drops? So then he gets that, like, I'm being dead serious. That's what I said. I was like, what are, this is one of the dumbest decisions. And I don't, this is not about him as a man, right? This is one of the dumber football decisions I've ever even heard of. And Slaw made a comment. Yeah, if he gets it, he looks like a hero. Why would you ever try to get it when you're up 11?
Well,
there's no, like, I have
look,
no.
I'm looking for justification.
No, I know you are. You went to
too,
school
because
there.
there's not.
I didn't. I'm like, what? So I didn't see this part. I get a whole bunch of texts. I'm like, what is going on? We're up 28-17. And then I get this, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, it really feels like I mean, he didn't bet on the game, okay? But it's like, it really feels like, let's not try to win it. Like, what are we doing?
So you're thinking
close.
You're thinking he was throwing it.
No, he was not throwing it. I'm saying it's that bad of a call. You're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, okay. So
I 100% don't think he's throwing it. I don't think he's trying to get out. But you're like, it was such a out of the realm terrible decision. And the thing is, man, is it Bill Bush, the special teams coordinator? I'm like, oh my gosh, you're making me, you want to run an onside kick? I mean, I know we have it in the game plan, but we're up 28-17.
Yeah.
Like,
so
Roy Timothy Johnson, Nebraska fan in Elmwood, Nebraska, would have known not to kick an onside kick.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if there's a Roy Timothy Johnson, but I feel like that sounds like a Nebraska name.
Yeah. So this is my thought on the onside kick. Okay. Right out of the gate, I thought awful call, horrendous. But now I'm trying to go, what possible justification is there for this? And the commentators during the game were talking about, well, maybe it was Bush's call, because sometimes sometimes the special teams coordinator has that leeway if they get
Not
the
at
right
28 to 17.
if they get the right look. It will correct. Yes, they don't get that decision when it's 28-17.
I get it if you're coming out of like halftime and you're
if you're coming out of half is the perfect example.
Maybe
if we get the look, you're doing it.
Yes.
This is the only justification that I can get behind, because honestly, I didn't even think about Scott going, no, fuck it. Let me see if I can get fired to get this money.
Now, I don't really believe that,
no.
but it makes you you're like, that was such a bad call that you're like,
because it would be substantially more money for him.
But yeah, like $7.5 million more.
Yeah. So I didn't even have that thought. But
I was just so mad. That's why I was.
The other justification that I had was, okay, Scott knows if we get into a 1-score game, we're going to find a way to lose.
That's what I'm saying.
So he's going, we're up 11. If we just give up a field goal, we're back to a 1-score game. And we're going to find a way to lose this, because I'm a terrible fucking coach. I'm the worst coach in Nebraska history. So I can't do that. I can't outcoach Fitzy. So catch him slipping here. So we can get up 18 points, and I will just coast into victory here.
Northwestern's not the team you trick. They're so disciplined.
Yeah, I know.
And he was standing at 11 yards. Like he was like, usually you kick it if you see him like sneaking back to like 15 or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
and
or they're doing an early bail.
Yes.
On our windup if they're bailing out early.
Bro, there was no early bailing on that.
Yeah.
Like, not even within the realm. There was nothing close to it. And by the way, this is I always say it, but this is no attack this is just a football critique. It just makes no sense. This is nothing against him as a person. Like, that was such a crazy call in my eyes that I was like, what are we doing here? Would you not agree, Slot? Like, if you sit back and like really think about it, it's like, I know he's called some good offenses. I know they did some good things at Central Florida.
Big Ten ball is different.
I've never thought of doing an onside kick when we have all the momentum in the world. It's 28-17. We can kick it deep and make them earn it because we're up 11
against one of the worst teams in your conference. No, it's a really bad call. And like I said, the only justification is we can't get into a 1-score fist fight. So let's catch them slipping here, which is still a dumb call, because you're Nebraska. You kick it deep, make them go the long, hard road, because we all know when you got to go the long, hard road, the percentage of you messing it up at some point, it's going to happen.
It's just crazy to me. I have no idea what to even say. Like, I really don't. Like, I'm like so confused. What happened? I'm so confused what happened.
It was interesting listening to the commentary, though.
Well, they're paid to talk about Disneyland and stuff.
Well, I have never heard such positivity about us coming from commentators before.
What do they have to say now?
I don't know, but there was so many tight red zone and goal line plays where we're just getting stuffed. And let's talk about Whipple.
Yeah.
Whipple for a second. Listen to the commentators. I kept getting this feeling of like, and I don't know if it's
Whipple's family with him.
Well, there was sort of like a feeling. I don't know if it's because Matt Davison is kind of up there now in the media world. But it seemed like there was some dissension. There was like a wedge between the two. They were talking between Whipple and Scott, and
yeah, you heard his press conference.
Yeah, and
saying that
I thought that was ridiculous.
He thinks his offensive staff needs to have more creativity. Can I tell you what?
Let's talk about creativity really quick, and then we'll move on from that. Let's talk about Scott's creativity for the last couple of years. Quarterback draw 16 times. That's his creativity.
Maybe,
okay, go on.
Maybe that's what he wants. 28 points. We would have taken that.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? It was 28 points with 9 minutes left. And then you completely shifted the momentum with a special teams play, and it threw everything out of whack. Because everyone knows once it goes to 28-24, doesn't matter if you played on this Nebraska team or not, everyone's terrified because you can feel it in the staff.
I did not think that Whipple called a bad game.
No.
I thought he called a good game as an offensive lineman and as a person that's big on like culture building and leadership building. I would have loved to seen a lot more runs. When you get up, it's going feed the big guys, because this has been the group that has been, for lack of a better term, the problem. And you got to find a way to feed that group some confidence. So you're playing one of the worst teams in your conference where we are so much bigger than them that it's stupid. When you get up by 11 points, you run and you run and you run and you run. Get those guys going, because that will pay dividends in week 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and 11 and 12.
Well, and not including Casey Thompson's runs, we were 28 for 128. You take that. You would take that so fast.
In college against the Northwestern, though, I don't take that.
No, I know, but I'm saying
you should be in the twos.
I'm saying you'd take that and you'd hope to continue running, because 18
taking Casey Thompson put his numbers in it.
128. Yeah.
Put his numbers in it. Where are we? 110? 102
on 31
112.
I don't. Yeah, but that could have been. I don't know if that includes sacks. I don't know how they do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But college ball, like.
But I'm saying
when you're
keep
playing
running is what
bad team, you should be in the 200-yard rushing realm at least.
Yeah.
Just to feed those guys some confidence. So that's me being critical of Whipple, but in all reality, I thought he called a pretty good game. We just didn't execute as players.
As far as you're saying execute as players, it's funny, we go back and we look at the press conference too. I'm not gonna say anything, but I did hear, I'm not gonna say any names, but I did hear a player and talk about their future. Like, what do you think? Oh, I'm excited. You're excited. Like, he didn't say but this is paraphrasing, right?
I know why he's excited. Same reason I am. All right, moving
on. But anyways, he said, we played the worst game we could have, and we still almost won.
Ooh,
we still almost beat Northwestern. We should have played, if we played the worst game ever, we still should have beat Northwestern. That's really just the truth of the matter. But 20. What he said was, man, it's scary that we still almost won and we played the worst game we could. No, what's scary is we lost to Northwestern. That's what's scary. It's really scary we lost to Northwestern, who last year, what were they? 0-10 in the Big Ten or something? Like, I don't want to. I'm just saying, like, that's what's scary. It's not scary that we almost. They weren't 0-10, by the way, but they were like, because I don't think you even play 10, but they were like,
felt like they were 0-10.
Yes, I think they won one game. Okay, high fives all around. They're like probably 1-8, 7. No, it'd be one.
They beat, was it Illinois?
No, Rutgers. But
powerhouse Rutgers. Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's what's scary. And And I don't know what Nebraska fans are thinking right now. Now, yes, you could say they're an equal team to us, even though we beat them because we were both 3-9. But we lost to a 3-9 team from last year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how we'd be encouraged. Now, Northwestern, yeah, maybe they win out and win the national title. But everyone's encouraged with a loss to a 3-9 Northwestern team. Everyone's encouraged. People are like, look at the bright side. What's the bright side? Like, we were happy with a 3-9 season last year, and then we almost beat a 3-9 team that we shellacked last year. And people are like, yeah, do you see the game? We're looking good. Like, how brainwashed are we?
It's really bad. I want to take it back to last year really quick. Just to give our listeners that are probably
just to give everyone some pain.
No, just to give our listeners kind of a sense here, because I think maybe there's a few of you out there listening to me going like, this fucking guy.
He knows nothing about football.
This fucking guy. He's such an asshole. He played for them and he just hates them. Like, no.
We've been fighting for him.
Last year, I thought we were going to be absolute garbage, hot dumpster fire garbage. And well, look at the record. We were hot dumpster fire garbage. But
fair enough.
But there was bright spots that I admitted multiple times I was fucking wrong about. Our defensive personnel was disgusting. Our defensive coordinator is disgusting. Awesome. Disgusting in a good way.
I still think he is.
What I say this
everyone.
Yeah. What did I say this spring? I said we better watch out. Okay. Because everybody thinks we're back here. We dumped Martinez. We upgraded our offensive line coach. We upgraded our running backs room. We upgraded our receiver.
But did we?
Room. I do think we upgraded our receivers. I think
that's iffy right now. I thought Samari Toure was a dog.
Yeah, but he was the only one.
Fair enough. Depth.
Yeah. Now we have a lot more depth in that room. Now
it's just hard to tell off of one game. I'm saying if anyone's as good as Samari.
They need to catch the damn ball. But
that's part of being a receiver.
Yeah, depth is a lot better in that room. Upgrading offensive line coach, laughable to me. Upgrading quarterback at this point, laughable to me.
Yeah, you just like, how can you say that, right?
Upgrading running back room based on what I just watched. I won't say laughable. I'll say it's the same.
Let's just say net.
Yeah, we'll say it's the same as last year.
Which isn't good because I don't think the O-line is going to be any better overall.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the defense. And this is why I feel so bad for Shenander, because I said this in the spring. I said, everybody better watch out because we just lost all our dogs on that side of the ball. And yeah, we're going to get transfers in. We're going to get transfers in that are going to be good. But I said, you better watch out because our defensive personnel is about to take a huge shot. And last year I was wrong on it, and I was hoping to be wrong on it again. Didn't look like I was wrong.
I don't think you're wrong. And people are excited.
In my mind, it was terrible. And I don't want to toot my own horn about it here. I don't want to pat myself on the back.
It's our podcast, man.
But it was my job to watch defense. It was my job. Watch defense, dissect it, figure out how to beat it.
Your only job during the
only job. And when I look at our defense, I'm just like, oh no, where are they?
Well,
where'd they go?
Northwestern got, I think, 11 transfers from Alabama. Maybe that's what it was. I actually don't think they got one.
They did have, Northwestern did have an All-American candidate at left tackle.
Yeah, but is a left tackle
going against Garrett?
The whole line.
Generally, no. Generally,
you got to have some other pieces.
Expectations for Garrett Nelson are super high, and I kept hearing about Well, the left tackle for Northwestern is All-American candidate, All-American candidate, All-American candidate. And that's why they were stuffing Garrett Nelson, and he was unproductive, did nothing. And I was thinking about, Mike, oh, he's an All-American. Oh, wait, he's not an All-American. He's an All-American candidate, okay? He's never won All-American, never done it.
Right.
He's a candidate because he's a pretty good player. Garrett Nelson is supposed to be our wrecking ball that just destroys everything. And look, I'm not trying to be overly critical of Garrett. I think he's an absolute stud, but he can't do it alone. And in that game, they're going, okay, we got to take care of him only. Sweet, got it, because we're disciplined and we're smart. So we take care of him. The rest is easy. And boy, was it for him.
Well, I'll tell you what. At one point, it looked like Northwestern's quarterback had a bag of popcorn during pass plays. And, like, that would be hard to throw with a bag of popcorn, but it seemingly didn't matter. He would eat, and then he'd throw when he felt like it.
And don't you think
your hands can get slippery with the butter?
Don't you think if you have an All-American candidate left tackle that you're playing against and your best players struggling to get through them, why wouldn't you take your best player and move him over somebody else? Say, if we're trying to get this guy production and he's struggling to get it over that guy, we'll go put him over the other guy.
Slaw, this is the thing. Is everyone was so high on that Mathis from TCU, so maybe they were trying to single him on the right tackle. But
so yeah, but you can put Garrett over a guard.
True, but
you can do that. Put him over the center, spinner package right over the center.
I agree.
He's
but
built like a freak show.
What I'm saying is, well, we didn't get pass rush either on the other side if they're really high on that guy. Like, I don't know how many times people are like, our pass rush is going to be amazing. I didn't see it. Did you? Are we?
No.
Are we? Maybe. And the thing is, maybe Nebraska treated it like a preseason game, and they only played their starters for like 10 plays.
Yeah, they didn't want to show. They didn't want to give anything away to whoever they play. They didn't want to Gross High next week or whoever they play. Like they didn't want to show anything, right?
Well, they did want to show the onside kick though.
They didn't want to show.
Put them on notice. Put them on notice. Onside kick is on the ready.
Yeah, Norris now is prepared for it. Norris High is worried about the onside kick. At least it's on film that they have 5 hours of film work because they actually have to teach and stuff too. So they can't watch as much film, but Norris is going to be on it. They're going to be on the onside kick.
I coached Norris yesterday, Norris youth football.
Do you think you guys would beat Nebraska?
We had a big game against Millard West. We won 38-7. So,
but what do you think would happen with your kids against Nebraska?
I will take.
I think Nebraska clips you.
Depends on the spread. I mean, I want to see the spread first.
I think they clip you. But then again, you start just doing rando onside kicks.
No, it's guys, I was so excited this year about coming out and just being like, yeah, okay, we got something going.
Yeah, it's because we obviously were reading the newspaper, not the newspaper too, but we were just like, okay, we weren't drinking the Kool-Aid, but there might have been a couple sips because now who knows? They could prove us wrong. This could be just an Ireland game where you're in another country and bad things happen, which my guess is that's not the case, but we can hope that's the case. But like, yeah, Nebraska fans who thought we were going to win the Big Ten. Let's slow our roll. Let's just slow it. I mean,
just
until
put off the accelerator
until we can get some Big Ten wins. Now, I'm not saying we have a hard division in the Big Ten West. I'm not saying that. Like, the East would suck to play. Like that's worse,
Mm.
right? But
yeah, but in my mind, there is no easy division in Big Ten ball.
No, but we definitely have the easier division. We don't have Ohio State, Michigan,
you're right.
Penn State. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
But
we had that in the Big 12 too. We had the easier division.
Yeah, that's fair.
But back in the day, there was no easy division in it. And
there's an easier division in this, though.
Yeah, and then you look at the SEC. It's like they have three teams that are awesome, and then the rest are just like, yeah, whatever. This is big boy ball. It's as close to NFL as it gets. You got to wake up every week because anybody can topple anybody every single week, except maybe a Rutgers. But look, year in, year out, Northwestern does it to somebody. Even when they're bad, they ruin somebody's year every year. When Iowa was bad, they'd ruin somebody's year every year. When Iowa's great, they get ruined by somebody every year. That's true. It just happens.
Let's look at the rest of the year. I'm not saying it's the end of the world. It's just a terrible start. North Dakota I don't know anything about North Dakota, but we should win just off of talent alone. North Dakota, we should win just off of talent alone. We should.
Yeah, I didn't even
Georgia
know
Southern.
I didn't even know North Dakota had a football team. I figured this was like their
not everyone knows they have a state.
Fact.
Well, North Dakota State, of course, that's a thing.
Yeah.
But North Dakota, I'm like, wait, did they just assemble an intramural squad from sorority row?
Yeah,
or fraternity row.
We're trying to get an auto win.
Yeah. So look, guys, skies are blue. We got 2 back-to-back wins coming. We got them.
Slow your roll.
We got them.
We think so. But then Oklahoma comes into town and just chalk one up there. And
as a win, right?
As a win, yeah. And then, we're basically, we win that game. We're basically back in the hunt for the title. We're back in the playoff hunt.
Yeah, that was something.
No, but I'm saying we really have a chance to, because then we play Indiana. We do have a chance to get to 4-2. I'm not joking. Or no, did I say 4-2?
4-1.
2-4.
It'd be 3 and
that'd be 3-2. I'm saying
2, 3.
if we're supposed to,
you're assuming we're losing to Oklahoma.
Come on, Slaw.
No. Okay, I'm with you there.
I'm just guessing we'd lose to Oklahoma because they're number 9 in the nation and they have a really good coaching staff and a lot of really good football players. Now we could win because
they're way overrated at 9, though.
We don't know that.
We don't.
Venables is nails.
In my opinion, right now, them sitting at 9 is I don't think it's fair to anybody else that should be considered in that 9 spot. I don't think Oklahoma deserves to be there right now. They have to show us that they deserve that.
They also got a transfer quarterback that's nails.
Mm-hmm.
And he was under the same coordinator that they have now. So I'm in. This quarterback actually has incredible talent out with Oklahoma. So I do think they're going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not 9, maybe 15, but that's not a chalk one up for the win column if you're just going off of numbers.
No.
If you're just trying to be a math student.
Talking about this Oklahoma game, just arguing with people drinking the Kool-Aid. They're like, we're going to take it to Oklahoma. Oklahoma's soft this year.
Dude, have you had people say stuff like that?
Yeah.
They're going to be they're not soft. The Venables is a grinder.
I said,
they're going to be
this is the only chance. This is the only chance we have against Oklahoma.
There's no chance.
Is if we go in undefeated against Oklahoma. We are on such a roll. We have so much confidence going. I said, we have to go in undefeated. And they're like, guaranteed. I said, really? Because we're opening up with Northwestern halfway across the fucking world. No, it is not guaranteed. We have to get past that game. Then I said, we get past that game and we start building something. Then I say, yes, then we will have a shot. That shot's gone. The bullet has been spent.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're looking at.
Now we're just trying to.
We'll be 2-2 after.
Now we're trying to go up against like three grizzly bears with a slingshot.
Yeah.
And can I tell you something?
Grizzly bears are faster than us.
Can I tell you something? Yeah, they're like a bunch of like they are fast, but they're huge
and they're mean.
They're like
they're disciplined. They eat well, they sleep well, they recover well. They do good stuff, man.
And we have a slingshot with 3 stones.
Yeah, right.
And I don't want to say this, but like it don't look like we have any Davids. We're not taking down the Goliaths.
Well, we're using 2 of our stones in the next 2 weeks. I think you're right. We have 3 stones. We're gonna be 3-9 again.
There we go.
Maybe 4. I don't know where 4 comes from.
Okay, let me say this. We have 5 stones. We'll use 2 the next 2 games. Then we have 3 left with 3 grizzly bears. I feel like, honestly, have you ever seen?
We're using this metaphor. Stones are wins, correct?
Yeah, that's
what I'm going on.
Well, no, Danny just says you have 5
grizzly bears.
He has 5
to kill the grizzly bears.
So we're gonna have 2.
We're killing 2
back to back
baby coyotes.
Yeah,
in North Dakota and Georgia,
or ants.
And now we have 3 grizzly bears attacking us. Yeah, and we're on the show Alone on Hulu, and we're living in a stone little tent with no food, decrepit on day 45, and we're in trouble.
Do we play Rutgers this year?
Yes.
Okay.
So you put October 7th. After Oklahoma's Indiana, then Rutgers, then Purdue, then Illinois, Minnesota, Nebraska, or Michigan, Wisconsin, and Iowa. So you could just pretty much take no wins in November.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Because of this game,
it doesn't look good. If we're going off of visual.
No, I'm going off of one person.
So many people said 8-4 to 9-3.
Yeah.
I was wondering what they're taking, because it must be incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I said this before. If we beat Northwestern, we can maybe get to 6 wins, maybe. And you said 7. I appreciate the optimism. You were a touch more optimistic.
I'm just going off of the schedule. If we would have beat Northwestern, then we would have beat North Dakota and Georgia Southern 3-0, lose to Oklahoma 3-1, have a chance against Indiana 4-1. We'll just say we beat them, and I don't know.
And beat Rutgers.
That's 5. There's no chance we were getting to 7. Now that I'm looking at it, I was just being really
my thought was 5 wins and we steal a 6th from somebody, whether it's in Iowa because we've done it to them, they've done it to us. Iowa does it to everybody.
I don't think there's no stealing on Purdue.
Well, that's another disciplined team, but assuming that we came out of the gates firing like we were supposed to, assuming that our personnel was what people thought, then I'd take us of maybe stealing 1 against Purdue, but then losing the rest, which means we're sitting at 6 wins. But now, because we started like we did last year, we're looking at 3 and stealing a 4th, maybe.
Well, look at Illinois, bro. But
it's not even guaranteed.
I know they played Wyoming, but Illinois beat. And Wyoming's usually disciplined. Craig Bowl, they're not a terrible team.
They got some guys. Historically, they always have.
And Illinois beat them 38-6.
Yeah,
I don't know if we could score 6.
Yeah, it's we're in a scary spot.
You know what I like, honestly?
Yeah.
Put all your eggs in one basket. Put every player that's even remotely athletic on defense, and we go in victory formation all game and try to just play good defense.
I mean, I don't know.
I think that's our best chance. I'm just going off of numbers.
It's going to be
just
real
going
interesting.
off the analytics. Hopefully we pop a punt return or a kick return.
I will say kind of alluded to it earlier. I've heard that there is dissension in that building.
Yeah, so we both have.
I'm not going to discuss those rumors. I don't like doing that. But if that is true in the way I heard it, it's going to be real interesting to see what happens over the next few weeks. I will be watching that sideline very intently.
And I know all these Nebraska listeners will do this. I understand you love football. I understand you're excited about it, and you want us to go 8-4, 9-3. Yeah, we should hire Bo Pelini if we want that, because he never lost less than 9. But I this is just friend to friend, or podcasters to listeners, because we care about you. Get your pom-poms out for volleyball. Like, start cheering for volleyball. Like, I'm saying, for like, still cheer for Nebraska football, but like, it doesn't look as good as you think it looks.
Really
as Jimmy Ray, my first running backs in the NFL, as he always told us, man, don't let the smooth taste fool you. There's a little bit of smooth taste in what everything's been pumping out. Don't let it fool you.